Hello and welcome to our Work Welsh webinar. Normally we would be doing this live, but this is an extra support for our participants if you can't catch up with us live. I'm Phoebe Wilson, Training Officer from South East Wales, and this is
Kath Smith. I'm the Childcare Business Development Officer and Training Officer for North Wales. Okay, let's get started. I'll just share my screen. There we go. Hope you can all see that. Can you see it, Phoebes?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So, as we said, this is our Incidental Welsh webinar. So, basically, oh no, it's not working.
You get it? To it? Modern technology, eh?
Ta-da! Got it to work. Okay, so the aims of today's webinar is to discuss with you use of Welsh within individual settings, to identify occasions when using Welsh is appropriate in your settings, pronunciation of words and letter combinations, to help develop confidence using the Welsh language, reflect on challenges to using the Welsh language. And we're going to be doing this through a few activities. So we're going to be discussing previous knowledge of Welsh and Welsh words I know, challenges in using Welsh. We're going to be doing a scavenger hunt, and then we'll show you a few little games that we've devised, and then we'll be looking at how to implement Welsh into your settings. This all helps towards the active offer and the Welsh Government 2 million speakers by 2050. So this will all help you within your setting. Okay. Okie dokie.
Okay, so if we start on things that we already know. So now normally we would ask everyone to write down what they already know, words, phrases, songs. Everyone loves a song when the rugby's on. But what we've done is come up with some words and phrases that we commonly hear when we're in settings. So what have we got, Kath? We've got the weather. So a lot of time if there's circle time or if there's just discussions around the snack table, we hear mae hi'n bwrw glaw, bwrw eira, heulog heddiw. A lot of we also hear about colours. A lot of settings tend to group people into colours like coch, tea coch, tea glass, tea melon. Days of the week, there's a lot of songs around days of the week. So and we have chats around what days of the week do you clean, do you merched. Our favourite one, do Gwenner, obviously. Numbers also commonly, most people in Wales know 1 to 10 in Welsh, I would say. Greetings, this is something that we hear a lot in, well, I hear a lot in settings anyway, bore da and hwyl fawr. Songs, we sing a lot of songs, Welsh songs, and I think songs does really help with learning different Welsh words. The seasons, again, is a common thing that we might hear when we're out in settings. So Gwanwyn, Haf, Gaeaf, I always forget Hydref, Hydref. And months of the year, sometimes we hear as well. It's all sort of common dialect that we tend to hear maybe through nurseries, and then we carry on maybe into our play settings as well. Is there anything else, Kath, that we had on there? Was that it? Oh, golchi dwylo, that's a firm favourite. Golchi dwylo before snack. Sit down. Snack time, says snack. And hwyl fawr, like we already said, with the greetings as well. So common general conversations that probably started from children when they're young, we're typically hearing around the settings, which is really good. We obviously just want to build on that to create more if we can.
Okay, so moving on to some of the challenges. This is something we always ask when we're doing this as a live webinar. We always ask, what are the challenges that you feel that you have to stop you using Welsh in your setting? And some of the common answers are that it's your confidence, that because you can't fluently speak it, that your confidence takes a knock, doesn't it? So we are here today to show you that any level of Welsh that you can speak, anything at all, is just to build your confidence. Just use it. Embarrassment, a lot of things. I'm going to get them all up because they all kind of intermingle with each other. So if I get them all up and then we can discuss them as a bunch. There we go. So it's the embarrassment. So as we say, it's the fear of getting it wrong. It's that embarrassment that if you say something that a child may correct you or another member of staff may correct you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really is, honestly, just using it and getting it out there. So your knowledge, so your lack of knowledge of Welsh, it's fine. I always say, if you can speak a Welsh a sentence and put a little bit of an English in it, it doesn't matter. As long as you're using some Welsh, it's absolutely fine. You feel if you don't want to get it wrong, again, as I've said, as long as you're using something, use some of your words, it's absolutely fine. Fear of correction, we've said that. Easier to use language, of course it is. Language is maybe your first language, so it is going to be easier. But if you can add that little bit of Welsh, you're just including that Welsh into your setting. Lack of motivation and lack of encouragement. You know, if your manager doesn't want to speak Welsh, then you haven't got that encouragement in your setting, but you should try your very, very best to use it as much as you can. Okay.
I think it's important to you know, acknowledge that confidence and embarrassment thing, because I went to a Welsh school right the way through, and then I remember first having to do Welsh in one of my first jobs, and you do think, oh my goodness, I forgot it. Then as soon as you start using it again, and I think less people will correct you. Yeah. It's just the fear of it, isn't it? And I think it's good to acknowledge that, but it's overcoming it then, isn't it?
As a Welsh speaker, I wouldn't dream of correcting anybody's Welsh. I would just think, well, fair play. I'd think, chwarae teg is trying, fair play.
I think the same.
Yeah, so just get it out there. Let's just use it. Let's just try our very best.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to get on to so that's a little bit of a background for us now. We're going to move on to some games. So the first one is scavenger hunt.
Okay, so normally what we would do here, guys, is do a scavenger hunt with the people on a live webinar, where we get them to run around their house or their setting, wherever they actually are when they're in the live webinar, and call out some Welsh colours and get them to go and grab anything that they can put their hands on. We played this once in the Zoom quiz, and it was really good. Anything they can grab, put their hands on and bring it back and turn into a bit of a game. The whole idea behind it really is to show you guys that you can implement Welsh very basically, very easily. So we would just shout out cork, glass, squares, and get people to run back and forth with different items from around their house of those colours.
And it's important to only shout the Welsh word, the Welsh word, yeah. Welsh name for that colour. Okay. Right. So moving on, we're going to show you now some little games that we've devised. We've got little game cards here. So these are just full instructions of the games. Do you want to run through this one, Phoebes?
Yeah. So first game we've got is a minefield?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with minefield, the idea behind it is to use some different coordinations in Welsh. So the basic game is clear some space. You can use a large space or a small space, and put some cones out on the floor in the shape of a minefield then. So put loads of different cones out on the floor, and the idea is to blindfold a person and get them from one end of the minefield to the other without actually touching any of the cones, giving them instructions only while they're blindfolded. So the main sort of dialect and vocabulary you can change to make sure that you're using Welsh in this one is to the right, which is i'r there, to the left, which is i'r chwith, go right, cerir there, or go left, cerir chwith, slow. Yeah.
Sorry, in North Wales that would be dorsydd there, or
dorsydd there, dorsydd chwith, is it?
Yeah.
For you guys in North Wales, okay. So then we've got slow araf. So maybe if they're coming up to a certain point and they're going to touch one of the cones, you want to tell them to slow down. So you would say araf. Be the novalis, careful again if you think maybe they're going to touch one of the cones. Da iawn, well done, and excellent, which is ardderchog. You could also use ymlaen, which is not on there, which is forward, and all, which is backwards. There's loads of different words that you can use. And again, these are just some ideas for you to introduce some Welsh really into your setting as best as you can. Anything you would add to that, Kath, or is that how you guys play as well? I think you can change games up, and loads of places got different games, haven't they? But that's how I would do it.
That's how you play that one. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so the next game I'll quickly run through with you is Four Corners. This is a fantastic little you know, you've got 5 minutes spare at the end of the evening, everyone's, you know, you've only got a few left, this is a great little game.
Yeah.
So what you do here is, again, clear a space, you can use anything, outdoor, indoor, whatever space you've got. And what you'll need is 4 different colour corners. So you'd have a red corner, green corner, yellow corner, blue corner. Everybody stands in the middle and you choose one person who's going to be calling the numbers. So you've got your one person in the middle and everybody else then. So say they call Cork, everybody has to run to the Cork corner. So the last player to arrive at that corner is the player that's out. So they would then stand in the middle with the caller. So then you just do it all. So you just say Gwerth, they all run to Gwerth, and whoever's the last one is out, if you like. So some of the vocabulary here is going to be Corch, red, glass, blue, melon, yellow, Gwerth, green, allan, which is out, rwyt ti allan, you are out. So it's bringing that little tiny bit more into you. It's using a little bit more of a sentence rather than just your words. Da iawn, well done, ardderchog, which is excellent. And obviously you can use any colours here. It doesn't have to be red, green, yellow, blue, any colours. You know, and what's really good with this is I have played this in so many settings as a training officer and as a play worker. And I've themed it. So I've had...
That's what I was just going to say. I remember you doing this before and theming it.
I did Christmas. So I've done Father Christmas, Christmas tree. I did a snowman and a Christmas pudding.
And it's so simple, but
so
just
simple.
that vocabulary then for Christmas, straight away you've got it.
Yeah. So you'd have your Sean Corn, Coeden Nadolig, Dyn Eira, a Pudding Nadolig. So it's just changing it up. You can have it for anything. You can have your Easter, you know, just thinking, just changing it up. And if you ever need any help with any vocabulary, our email addresses are at the very end slide. You just give us an email and we'll help you with any Welsh you need. But as Phoebe says, this is so simple and easy to switch up, really.
Introduce new vocabulary, isn't it?
Absolutely, that's all it's about. You introducing it, and you know, we're giving you little ideas there on the side. But if you can put it into a better sentence or whatever, then do that. It's using your Welsh, your ability, you know, your Welsh. Okay. So the next game we've got here. Sorry, you can probably hear me clicking these slides.
I went bowling yesterday and I won.
Did you?
Okay, so the next one we've got is bowling, which I think everyone knows how to play bowling, and you've probably got something that you guys can set up in bowling. I know some settings use plastic bottles as loose parts and then they do it as bowling. So I don't think I need to explain the actual game of bowling, but maybe some of the vocabulary you might use is bowliar, bowling, pale, ball, un ar y tro, which is one at a time, araf again, so slowly maybe, or gyflym is another word you could use, which is fast. Pwy fydd yn ennill, who will win, da iawn again, which is well done, ardderchog, and excellent. And another thing I used to do when I used to go to sessions with doing this incidental Welsh in clubs was get the children to count the pins so they'd knock down in Welsh, or the ones that are still left up in Welsh. So then obviously developing their number skills as well in Welsh.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's exactly what I used to do. Faint ti wedi bowlio I lawr, how much have you bowled down? Get them to count. You could even do colours if you coloured them, coloured your bottles. Because I think if you're going to use plastic bottles, you know, your 2 litre bottles of pop, I always put a tiny bit of water in the bottom just to give them that little tiny bit of weight. So you could even colour that water in the bottom. Yeah, that's a good idea. As you're knocking them down, you know, you could say, what colours have you got down? Pa lliwiau dach chi 'di cael that lawr? You know, that kind of thing. It's just encouraging that different vocabulary.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So the next one is, I'd be very shocked if you don't know how to play this one. This is Simon Says. Really shocked about everybody.
Every playmaker's favourite game.
Absolutely. But it's that 5-minute filler. Fantastic little 5-minute filler game. You know, and as I say, everybody knows how to play this, but it's just the vocabulary we're going to try, you know, go through with you today. So it is neidiwch, which is jump. Oh no, sorry, we should say really. So in Cymraeg, we say dau and dweud rather than Simon Says. So it's
everyone knows a dau, don't they?
Dau and dweud. Yeah. So my dau and dweud neidiwch. So Simon Says jump. Rhedwch, which is run, as long as you've cleared your space. Eisteddwch I lawr, sit down. Ceiwch eich llygaid, close your eyes. Cyffwch eich trwyn, touch your nose. Rwy ti allan, you're out. So again, da iawn, adnedchog. So it's just adding in any Welsh words there you can, you know, and then, yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one. Anything to add, Steve?
It's quite self-explanatory, and then again, you can find out new vocabulary for different things, but they're the basics that you would use, isn't it, you know? Yeah.
And again, if you want any help with any little words, drop us an email at the end and we can, you know, help you with anything.
And it's important to say, anyone who engages with this part of the project, will send you out these via email, so that you'll get them at the end. So you have these as part of the project as well. So you'll have a nice game cards you can print out. Yeah.
Okie dokie. So moving on from that, it's implementation. So again, if we were live, this would be a discussion. You'd have a chance now to shout out some implementations, ways that you've implemented Welsh in your settings. But obviously, as we're not live, Phoebe and I'll run through some of the ones that we've had most common.
And we have seen a lot of, you know, good practice in settings of them trying their best to implement Welsh, and it can be difficult, especially if you're not in the setting all the time. So, you know, it's just about trying to find ways to make sure that we're implementing as much Welsh as we can as play workers, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, our key motto here is always give it a try. You know, we understand that everybody's level is different. We understand that everybody's abilities are different. But, you know, if you always give it a try, always willing to give it a go, you will learn. It's amazing how quick you'll pick it up.
And I think with the always give it a try, ask the children, because even children who go to English schools now, they have Welsh lessons as part of their education. So you can ask them, they'll tell you. Sometimes they're our best teachers, I think, you know? Yeah,
absolutely. I'll just give you a little example here. My little boy went to an English school and he's just started in secondary school, in a Welsh secondary school, and they do like an immersion scheme where you do intensive Welsh, and he's only been in school 6 weeks, and the level of Welsh, his improvement is amazing. So good. And I just think that's because he's obviously forced to give it a try, he's forced to give it a go, and, you know, really does work hard at it. And it's amazing how quickly he's picked it up. I really think giving it a go, it's amazing how quickly you pick it up.
Yeah. Other things for implementing, obviously visual aids and signage, they go hand in hand. If you've got stuff up on the wall you can quickly glance at, or stuff in certain areas to help you again with the different vocabulary, I think those are really important. We've developed some playworker posters that we can also send you, and if you take part in this project, we can send you as well via email. Have they been put on our website, Kat?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, they're on our website as well. But I think signage and visual aids are really important, and it's important to keep them at playworker and children of the playwork. What's the word I'm looking for? Age appropriate. Age appropriate. That's what I mean.
It's not relying. So say you share your room with a Meithrin or a play group. It's not relying on their signage, because their signage will be very early years.
Younger. So it's nice to have playworker ones, isn't it? Yeah.
For our older children. Yeah, definitely. So signage. So keep it fun. You know, play games. Keep it fun. You don't. It's not sitting in. We're not asking you to sit in a class and, you know, have intensive Welsh lessons. Keep it fun. You learn through games. You learn through songs.
And those videos, those examples of games we've just shown you now, you could be playing them in English, but then just introducing the Welsh vocabulary slowly, and even just bit by bit is better than nothing, and it's good for us and it's good for the children.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. And, you know, again, you can do that through games, through songs. There's some amazing apps out there. Duolingo, I can't think of any off the top of my head now. Can you, Phoebes?
No, Duolingo is probably one of the main ones. But again, we've got a list of apps. If you need any support with that, you can get hold of your support officer, and we can help you with that as well.
Yeah, no problem. Go on, sorry.
Radio and television as well. If you've got you can put on S4C. Do they still do Q? I don't know if they still do Q. Yeah, Q. My children are older now, so they don't tend to watch that. But yeah, there's some really good television programs, and the radio in the background. Someone suggested this a while ago, and I didn't really think about it. But if you have got the radio on in the background, it's just the words and things you pick up on, and it's surprising how much it does come back to you, the Welsh language.
Yeah, and you're learning it without realising, because you're listening to it and you think, oh, I understood that. I understood what they were talking about.
Yeah.
And it's the same, you know, watch something on the television, have the subtitles on, so you're hearing it, but you know, you can see it as well. So Welsh support workers, so that's us. There's 3 of us for Club Iau. They're for Club Iau Plaid Cymru Kids Clubs. There's Phoebe, myself, and then Janine as well. Janine works in
West Wales.
West Wales.
I'm South East.
You're South East. So Janine works in West Wales.
Yeah.
So we're here to support you. Anything we can do, again, I keep saying it, but the email address is on the last slide. So just get in touch. And most importantly, make it part of your day. So if you get into a habit of always saying amser snack or hwyl fawr or whatever, if you just make it part of your day, then it's a habit.
Yeah, and it's something that we do see a lot, and I think all plague workers are taking it seriously and are making it part of their day when they're using Welsh vocabulary as things like amser snack and hwyl fawr and that sort of thing. But just pushing ourselves a little bit more with implementing in games and all that, it'll make a massive difference to the children and to us to be able to speak Welsh.
Yeah, definitely. Okie dokie. So reflection and evaluation. So as we keep saying, these are our email addresses. Get in touch with any questions, anything at all you have, because obviously if at the end of a live webinar now, we would have been asking, do you have any questions? So if you have any questions, just come back to us and we will get back to you. So then the next steps. So what we would like now at the end of this is for you to implement some Welsh into your settings now. So really, really concentrate on using some of the games we've provided, some of the ideas, suggestions, anything at all that we provided on this webinar today. So if you could implement that into your setting the best you can for us, and then we will be getting back in touch with you for an evaluation phone call where we will discuss how you found it, what you have implemented. Do you feel it's improved the level of Welsh in your setting, which I can pretty guarantee it will. And then that's the end, really. That'll be the end phone call from us. Yeah. For now. For now.
But if there's any support, guys, you need or anything, just get in contact with us.
Yeah. And I think that's
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr iawn. Okay, hwyl fawr. This might take a minute now for us to get out of this. So we'll still be here in 2 minutes saying bye. Bye. There you go.